Very good morning, everyone. I'm speaking from Sydney. As usual, I already informed that I was, the planning to bring some sort of topics related to counseling in each week. However, in few weeks, and every Friday, it was a little bit changed sometimes in the time, like I set up 5 p.m., 5:15 p.m. However, there was little bit changes. Similarly, today's presentation was also scheduled for yesterday, Friday, like 5:15 p.m. Unfortunately, it was not delivered. So as a part of yesterday's presentation, as usual, as weekly presentation, I'm here with you in Facebook Live with Zoom, with a presentation on the topic of counseling and mental health. As I already explained before about what counseling is, what are its significance, why counseling is basically, the important for the community. So all those delivery, deliver presentations were for your knowledge, to aware you, to educate you, and to empower you, to seek the support and to understand about its importance in the communities and in your everyday life. Today is indeed counseling and mental health. I will not be scrapping or explaining a lot about counseling, which I have already done in the past. However, I will give some sort of, the mental health related content and how counselor will be able to assist with that part. So in my presentation, I will be speaking in English, sometime in Nepalese as well, because I feel lots of my audience will also speak in in Nepali. So before starting the presentation, I would like to acknowledge traditional owner of this land, direct land, elders past, present, and emerging one. And I also would like to acknowledge whoever are participating in this presentation live in Facebook or in Zoom. I extremely sorry, I apologize for any inconvenience, because I have realized that I haven't advertised those kind of presentation campaigns a lot, what I had to do, because every week I'm being desperately, busy in preparing and the other stuffs as well. However, those presentations will be recorded in Facebook and also will be uploaded in my website, jEDU'L consulting.com.au, in the sections of resource, videos. You can always feel free to to visit my website and watch and listen and watch all those materials. As usual, I introduce myself. My name is Janaki. I live in Australia, and I'm qualified education agent counselor. And also recently I'm practicing counselor. I have been registered with the Australian Counselling Association and practicing the counseling services for general public as well, not only targeting international students who want to study in Australia. I'm already qualified, the counselor for them, an agent and counselor. However, at this stage, I can also provide the counseling services for general public who may have various kinds of concerns, related to their life, family, or communities, or whatever they are suffering, or they have any questions or any kind of the problems, issues, and they would like to discuss with me. And I'm here for you as a practicing counselor for your general life to make your life better. Well, I think this is pretty much very short and brief information, and along with my introduction. Let me permit to share my presentation as well. Excuse me. My presentation is prepared in English script, but as I already informed you that I will be mixing some sort of like, the Nepalese language is orally. Somewhere, sometimes, or sometime I may not do it. If you have any concerns, like, watching these presentations and you would like to discuss with me, you always should feel free to reach me out by messenger, live comment, email, my phone numbers, etc. And at the end of this presentation, I will be providing the contact details as well. Thank you very much. And again, I would like to wish you very happy New Year, although it's the last end of the January. And if you have not prepared your resolution yet, you can still think about it, write about it, and and do something to get the result at the end of the year. So I wish you all very well and healthy life in this 2022. I'm also pretty much hopeful. Let's see how it comes. And I believe there will be like some sort of, good result at the end of the year. This is what I believe as well. So I also wish you all to achieve your goals at the end of the year and get a very good life, happy life every day. Not every day, every moment, every single second. You feel happy, you feel good, and you spread it. Thank you. Now, just let me adjust my glass to look at the PowerPoint. Now, while counseling and mental health, as I told you, today's presentation, the topic of today's presentation is counseling and mental health. So my name is Janaki once again. I am a qualified education agent counselor and member of Australian Counselling Association, working as a practicing counselor. So I run jEDU'L Consulting in Australia. jEDU'L Consulting provides education consultation for international students, counseling for international students, and general counseling for their families, themselves, and entire like the general public. Let me start from global fact about mental health. I know it is not good to hear. No one wants the negative or bad result or bad things in the beginning, or never. Then no one likes. I also don't like. However, I try to bring some sort of fact, global fact related to mental health, so that we become aware about the situations and we also become aware about ourselves. Because among these global fact, we need to think that we are also one of the part of the population, the global population. So in this fact, if you see, WHO, World Health Organization, has reported that suicide is second leading cause of death of young people between the age of 15 and 29. So our target and the area to focus in mental health is, the target population is between 15 to 29. Almost half of all the Australians adult, 7.3 million people will face mental health illness at some point. It's Australian data I took from Department of Health, Australian government. So if we are in Australia, we could be one of the person between one of the people, like a part of the people among this 7.3 million population. So it is a matter of concern. We have to think ourselves and our families and the communities. Again, over 970 million people in the world are affected by mental health disorder. I will cross a little bit about what is mental health disorder is. However, this data is also deadly data. Globally, mental illness affect more females, 11.9%, than male, 9.3%. You can see the references there as well. So this data shows female are more affected by mental health illness than male. So another part of concern is focusing on females' health. And that's true as well. Because females are very soft, they are sensitive. They tolerate a lot. And if they can't tolerate, somewhere all women are not the fighter. All women may not be able to, to defend themselves, to defend the situation, and they suffer. So pretty if we relate that data with the day-to-day life, it is also matching. We don't need to do the PhD, to understand this. It is very simple to understand that women are suffering a lot. The rate of mental health illness in women is higher than men. Similarly, 70% of countries switched to telemedicine and teletherapy due to the global pandemic. This one is not exactly related to mental health. However, as pandemic begins since the end of 2019, I believe, and still there is an environment pandemic. People are not feeling very comfortable even to go back to their job in the community. There are lots of restrictions around. Somewhere borders are closed. If I talk about Australia, border is extremely controlled. Then in comparison to other Western countries. So in this case, in the pandemic, 70% of countries switched to telemedicine and teletherapy due to global pandemic. There was a restriction, social distance, That's why the health system was also changed because of pandemic. And in those situations, people may not feel comfortable, to share their stories by by telephone. People may not seek, people may not have idea where to contact. Those kind of situations also indirectly impact people's health. In next slide, this slide is also related to data, which I found pretty much interesting and useful to mention here in this presentation, so that it also will alert us about mental health situations at global level. So based on the countries, like in low and middle income countries, between 76% and 85% of people with severe mental health disorder do not receive treatment. This data is focusing on treatment. As I already mentioned, the treatment system changed because of pandemic situation at a global level. Similarly, in this slide, I'm focusing on those countries where their income is low or middle. they suffer from severe mental health disorder. The people also suffer from severe mental health disorder, and those people who suffer from severe mental health disorder do not receive treatment. And this data is from World Health Organization. It's a miserable. You can see how deadly situation it is, and we are suffering. It is estimated mental disorder are attributable to 14.3% of death worldwide. So mental health disorder death is at global level is 14.3%. And approximately 8 million deaths each year because of mental health disorder. This is also dangerous situation. So these were some facts, about mental health. I know the topic is counseling and mental health, but this presentation is prepared in order to educate you. As usual in previous presentation, this presentation also focuses on creating awareness about mental health and educating you to understand the situation of mental health illness and inspiring you to seek a help. And in terms of counseling, mental health illness and counseling, I'm trying to bring the interrelationship between mental health illness and counseling with a few slides. I know this presentation is not very perfect one, and it will not be enough to make you understanding. However, I'm trying my best to make you understanding how counseling service and mental health are interrelated and how it is useful in a very simple sentence. Okay. Now let me go to the next slide. This is also a slide about the data. However, this slide is focusing on some sort of hope, according to World Health Organization. There are more than 1 billion people enjoy better health and well-being. More than 1 billion people will be benefited from universal health coverage. I mean, health service with no financial hardship, and more than 1 billion people will be better protected from emergency health. So they have estimated this: more than 1 billion people will have good health, better health, and will achieve the health services without any financial hardship, and also will be protected for their health emergencies. So that's a WHO target by 2023, means by next year. So there are almost 2 years left, and hopefully everybody should concern about their own health, family health, community health, and of course there is a nation. They provide the legislation, they provide the budget, they manage everything, the systems, hospitals, professionals, and everybody should feel themselves. They are good. If they are not good, if they are not feeling okay, they need to seek the support, the medical attention. This is the purpose of this presentation. And how they seek, we'll also talk again. I talked a lot about fact. I think you must have understand what what the situation is about mental health illness at a global level, and how pandemic has impacted in everyone's life in terms of getting the treatment, even what mental health is. The picture is a source from outsourced from, picture is outsourced from United Nations website, and according to again WHO, World Health Organization, mental health is a state of balance both within and with the environment. state of balance. Means like, in day-to-day performance, people have a capability to balance their life and with the environment, life within themselves and with the environment. Similarly, mental health is actually a foundation of well-being. Mental health is a foundation of well-being. And it is a basically, more than absence of mental disorder. And the ability to think, learn, understand everyone's emotion and the reaction of others. If people are able to do a two-way communication, listen, give and take, understand other people, understand themselves and understand other people, is a well state of mental health, well balance of mental health situation. So this means if someone is not listening other and always pushing their own thoughts and behaviors to someone else, it is also the matter of concerns. So the definition pretty much explain a lot. So health, mental health is a very important thing which help us to maintain our day-to-day life in a balanced situation. I hope you understand the mental health. So mental health is a foundation. See how important it is. We never care about mental health because we care about physical health. If something happened in our hand or leg, we can't walk. If something happened in our back pain or abdominal pain, we are very concerned and we seek a help. We run to see a doctor, we visit the doctor, we get the treatment. But if something going through internally in our mind, in our brain, maybe stress, longer time stress, worries, sadness, or aggressiveness, or finding all the mistakes of someone else, we enjoy on that one. Human being, if they do it, worries and stress, they ignore, and digging the someone's fault, they enjoy. It's a human nature. However, what I believe is there is also the room to concern. Why someone always dig about others? It is very important to understand themselves. Could be something wrong in their way of thinking, might be impacting, giving problem to other is not the well state of mind. Guiding, teaching, caring, loving, supporting are the most useful attitudes and behavior, which are very important in everyone's life. If we see giving trouble, doing assumptions, or misjudging, and thinking I'm always right and that person is not right, we are always good, they are not good, that could be also the problem. Okay, there are other things to discuss. So these are the basic things. These are the foundation. Basically thinking about self, thinking about others, our day-to-day life matter. And that is also the foundation. So we have to be able to maintain our state of balance internally and externally, means to the environment, means externally as well. I gave a definition of mental health and what would be the mental health illness. I haven't prepared the mental health illness slide, definition of mental health illness separately, because what we need to understand is, if there is an imbalance between the state of mind, could be a mental health illness. And there are more than 300 types of mental health illness. And this one, basically, I took these types of mental health illness has been referenced with the Health Direct, Australian government's official health direct website. So it mentions that there are more than 300 types of mental health illness. However, there are a couple of the major listed: mood disorder, anxiety disorder, personality disorder, psychotic disorder, eating disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, substance abuse disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder. So these are only the types of disorder, few types of disorder. There could be so many other types of mental health illness. And very frankly, I'm not the mental health worker and mental health expertise. I'm not the mental health professional, to be very honest, but I am a practicing counselor and qualified education counselor. And I'm trying to bring you with the, lots of information to aware you about mental health, which we understand, which we most understand in our daily life as well. It is not necessary to be a, the higher educated person to understand this thing. It is very simple. Mental health illness. मानसिक बिरामी 300 भन्दा बढी मानसिक बिरामीहरू हुन्छन्। त्यसमा पनि डिसअर्डर भनेको चाहिँ एकदमै डेडली, डेन्जरस, डिसअर्डर, आउट अफ अर्डर, आवर स्टेट अफ माइन्ड इज आउट अफ अर्डर. This means that's a disorder, and urgent medical attention is required for this one. This is what the meaning of the slides. Okay. In anxiety, let me talk about anxiety. It's a constant worry, fear, and stress that impact day-to-day life. Everybody has a worry. Everybody has a stress, because worrying and stresses are the part of life. We have to worry as well. If we need to worry about our children, we need to worry about our lifestyle, our studies, professional life, our family life. And if there is something in the communities, of course, we are human being, we are social human being. So we are connected with the community all of a sudden, and we care the community, and we become worried if there is something wrong. It's a part of life, worry. However, if we constantly worry about something, we fear about something, okay, and we are stressed about something, that's a anxiety. In one term, it is anxiety, okay, and it is a mental health illness. Similarly, I haven't mentioned the depression. The depression, lots of people have low mood, sadness, long-term sadness, and low mood is a depression. People may commit suicide as well. I will come back what would be the consequences of mental health. That is also one mental health illness. We have heard that, oh, this person is very low. In Nepali, normally we say oh, that person is what to say. I even don't want to tell this word there. Not being fresh, looking down, feeling down, not enjoying, and always being sad. No cheerfulness in the face. Of course, we are human being. When we are sad, we cry or we become angry. There will not be any cheerfulness in the face. However, if worries, sadness, those kind of sadness continues, low mood continues, that is a disease. That becomes as a disease. Similarly, personality disorder, of course, everybody has their own personality, and everybody has their own personality, and they would like to maintain their personality. Some people may be sport, they like sports. Some people are planning to get always like the academic higher level of achievement. Some people like to enjoy in kind of technical things. There are lots of the personalities. Some people wants to talk and impress. Some people wants to some people want not to talk and being quiet and smile. Okay, that's a personality. Some people are negative as well. I know people will not be born with the negative and positive thoughts. They just born as a very free child. It's a gift of God. But once they become they grow and they involve in the family, and they develop their thoughts and opinions, and they build their personalities in different way. And even in a family, different members will have different type of personality, and if they are feeling backward to achieve their level of personality, that may appear as a disorder as well. Similarly, psychic disorder, schizophrenia is a very, very, very dangerous mental health illness. And at a global level, like among the 300 people, I know you can see there are billions of people. 300 is a very tiny group. Okay, among these 300 tiny group, one is suffering from schizophrenia at a global level. So schizophrenia is a kind of the chronic and severe, I already told. It is a chronic disease, mental health illness, and it's a very severe. And it attacks in thoughts. People thinking and thoughts, feelings. And of course, in human psychology, thoughts develop feelings, feelings develop attitude and behavior. It's a circle. And in schizophrenia is a kind of mental health illness that is directly impacting in thoughts and feelings. And it's a severe case as well. If people think out of context, cannot think in a correct way, that is, of course, is a big problem. And it is a very deadly mental health illness. And we have to be very careful on the on our thoughts and feelings as well. Thoughts and feelings are ourselves is one part. Sometimes people become sick only thinking about other people, what they think. They assume it, and they become sick. They judge other people and they become sick. They don't know they are becoming sick, and they become sick as well. And they become sick and they start believing other people, they are sick. So it is very critical thing. It is always not only one aspect is correct. We have to look at from holistic approach, individually, internally, and externally as well, if there is something. Similarly, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD is written at last. Anyway, I come through the eating disorder is very normal. I don't need to explain you, like people don't want to eat or eat more or eat other usual things, eat in incorrect time. Those are the eating disorder. And eating, of course, a human being, every live things needs food and minerals, water, air. And if there is impact in eating, that could impact person's life as well. So PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is a kind of deadly disorder, is like a schizophrenia as well. Because in that case, if someone is someone had a deadly or dangerous incident, or something happened in the past, something happened in their life which was out of their imagination, they were shocked that time because it was out of imagination. It was out of, like, the context. It was very dangerous, life-threatening, or something very bad happened in their past. And that past memory is poking their mind all the time at present situation as well. It's a reflection. We say reflection. Reflecting the past incident in the present and bothering those thoughts and reflection in the day-to-day life is a post-traumatic disorder. It's a disorder as well. And it grows slowly. I think I'm not a health specialist, as I already told you, but based on my understanding, experience, and the learning and resource, what I understand is those disorders and mental health illness I'm explaining is not is a quick magic. Like if someone got a car accident and they cut their hand or they break their leg. It's a quick magic. In mental health illness, nothing is quick magic. It escalates step by step, day by day, month by month, year by year. It grows internally because we don't seek the help. We don't seek help. We don't seek support. We ignore the mental health situations. And as a data also, I already explained, we are not concerned about our health, what is going through mental health. We just concerned about our physical health. So it escalate, step by step. And stress, worries, stress, continuing, build anxiety, depression, disorders, sort of things. And we are made from our brain, not from bread. This is my belief. We are made from bread. We think without bread we can't survive. Sometimes people get long-term fasting, they survive. That will impact to their physical health and sort of mental health as well. However, they do fasting because of their brain quality. It's just for example I'm telling. So people do whatever they do because they think and they do. So thinking comes from not stomach, comes from brain. Thinkings come from brain. So we are made from brain, then bread. Today we want to eat something, next day we don't want to eat the same thing. Why? Because we think, before eating we think first. So it means we are not made from the things, dishes like delicious food. We first think from our brain. The brain comes first, then food. So we are made from our brain, then bread and butter. That's why brain is very important. Whatever mental health illness are there, as I told, 300 types of mental health illness, more than 300 types, is all about brain matter. Okay, so it is very important to understand this way. Similarly, substance abuse disorder is, of course, like someone is addicted, drinking alcohol regularly, uncontrolled way, or taking drugs or tablets of some sort of substances. Drugs and alcohol. Substance include drugs and alcohols. Substance मा चाहिँ अल्कोहल, मादक पदार्थ र यो चाहिँ पेय पदार्थमा चाहिँ मादक पदार्थ र अनि यो चाहिँ लागु पदार्थ, यो दुईटै इन्क्लुड हुन्छ। र मादक पदार्थ र लागु पदार्थ चाहिँ मान्छेले चाहिँ अनकन्ट्रोल तरिकाले आफूलाई चाहिँ समेल्न नसक्ने किसिमले चाहिँ खाँदै अथवा कन्ज्युम गर्दै युज गर्दै गर्दै डे टु डे अगाडि गइरहेको छ भने त्यो चाहिँ डिसअर्डरको लेभलमा पनि गइसकेको हुन सक्छ। उसको ब्रेन, उसको सोच्ने तरिका, उसले बिहेभ गर्ने तरिका, उसका डे टु डे लाइफका तरिकाहरूमा फरक भएको हुन्छ। तर त्यस्तो डिसअर्डर भएको व्यक्तिले मलाई चाहिँ यसले असर गरेको हो कि भनेर दे विल नट एक्सेप्ट। द्याट्स अ प्रब्लम इन द सोसाइटी, इन एभ्री फ्यामिली। द्याट्स द इस्युज। People never realize that, or they never try to seek or understand that could be the reason. Substance use could be the reason. That's why ignoring the situations, ignoring the realities also become a disorder. I think these are a couple of types of disorders which are very severe and deadly in human's life as a part of mental health types. I explained that one. And also those information about those disorders will help you to understand how deadly it is, how important our brain is, how important our thoughts and feelings are then our force. What could be the impact now? In terms of impact, there are very few things. However, these points, cover almost all, which I believe you understand very well. The impact of mental health is harming day-to-day life. It destroys the productive life and happy life. The mental health illness destroys the happy life, happiness. Mental health illness could be neglected as well, facing the neglect, because they don't want to come in the circle of the wellness, and of course they again start to feel neglect, or not feeling, even they will be neglected somehow, somewhere, if they are not reachable to the support service. The hospitalization is already I explained the data as well, like there are lots of peoples in pretty much in middle or low income countries. People are not getting treatment, not seeking, not getting. It's not clear, but of course, majority, 70 to 85% people are not receiving the treatment, mental health treatment. So it is in terms of negligence as well. That's, we can say that one part of as a negligence. Continue unwell. Of course, mental health illness is a kind of like stress escalating. The stress and worries, sadness, low mood, some sort of unusual things again and again, day and day, month and month, year and year. And of course, it's a continue unwell. It's a kind of illness. And homelessness, they become homelessness, and suicidal thoughts and attempts. Mental health illness people pretty much, if they are disorder stage, severe stage, they may think about suicide, and they attempt to do suicide, to commit suicide. And we have seen, unfortunately, we have seen the suicide cases in our community as well. Recently, there are a couple of suicide. Today is also, I heard one news in Australia, in Perth, somewhere they found 3 people dead. Although it is in investigation matter, I don't know whether it is appropriate to bring or not, but just before starting this presentation, I was going through the news, and then I read that one myself. Just one second. So even in Australia, Nepalese community, we have found a suicidal case. Unfortunately, the sorrow things. That's why we may not be able to reach it in individual's life, because people don't want to share their matter. It's a personal matter. we are not aware about it. However, we bring those kind of information through various medias, whether group discussion, individual discussion, or sort of, the presentations. So one to another, we hope those information will reach out. People will aware about the situations and they try to save their life. Because life is important. And no one will survive, more than years and years. There is a certain life people have. Normally they will die, we die. So once we die, we will die one day. There is a certainty. It's a universal truth that we will die. Then why should we commit to die? No need to commit to die. It's a precious life. If someone is giving torture or pressure, or ourselves is building it, it is important to identify and help each other and survive and become happy. That's it. Lots of people will have like different kind of, the thoughts, aim of life. Some people may become billionaire in the list of billionaire. Some people may wish in the list of highest educated scientist. Some people may wish to become a barista. Some people may become simple life. Simple living is high thinking. Some people may feel like earn and enjoy and become happy while living. So different people have different like thoughts, assumptions about their life, the practice about their life. And once we appreciate it and try to help it, there won't be any problem. So we don't need to think about, I'm encouraging the people who feel low and who feel like their life is worthless. God has given the birth for something. It is not worthless. For other people, it might be worthless. Your life might be worthless for other people. For yourself, it is not worthless. As long as you are in a state of balanced mind, you're doing something, some activities, it is not worthless. So don't feel worthless. There are lots of ways, to make you happy. Give importance yourself first, and then other. That will allot, that will enlighten us. Well, I'm in this situation and I can bring this information or this situation to help others. It's enlightenment. So I'm focusing in this slide, although there are a couple of things. However, I would like to stress on this slide because I would like you to understand about the importance of your own life. And that will lead you in a balanced path in day-to-day activity. And once again, I wish everyone, good and better health.